Hey everyone, it's Untitled Chapter back in another video, and today we are going over the April 27th patch notes. Now, I did a teaser video for this yesterday about the new game mode and then 2 new characters, and that is exactly what we're getting here. We're getting that endless trial. A lot of people said like an AFK arena type game mode. I'm going to be doing it live for the first time, so we're going to be doing that on stream at twitch.tv/veiledshot. I'm going to pin it in the comments down below if you want to check it out when this video goes live. We're also going to go over the 2 new characters, Bochlard or Bochlard. I'm not sure how to say that right now. I'm going to go with Bochlard, the Fire Legendary Cat Marksman, and then the Dark Dragon as Serena, the Dark Legendary version of as Serena. We're going to go over the characters and their kits in the game in just a moment once the game goes live. We also have the Summon Up event, and that's going to be a 3x event. And then we have a couple of bug fixes here that don't matter too much. But we're going to go ahead and dive into the game, and let's go ahead and go over all the characters. All right, so we managed to get into game here, and really quickly, I just wanted to showcase the Proving Gate. There it is. There's Lost Sanctuary, and it looks like it unlocks, the other ones unlock periodically, which makes me think that this is a rotating game mode. So for all of you that said that it was a one and done type thing, I don't know if it is. I was inclined to believe you because I don't really have any experience with what you all thought it was. But if you want to know exactly what it's about, be sure to join the stream. It does look like it might be rotating. Like the Odira's treasure pops up, and then in a week, the Bleeding Truth, and then it swaps back to the Naval Doctor here. That's what it looks like to me. But we'll see. Obviously, we have coming soon, so I imagine they're just going to add more champions here. But we're going to be doing it on stream here in just a moment. You do have the 3x event. I believe, yeah, both of them have a 3x, which means that you have a 3x chance for each one. But that also means that it's not 3x, technically, because the pool is more diluted since they're both 3x, but still a small chance. So let's go ahead and dive into the kits here and start off with the Bochlard, the cat. I'm going to say Bochlard. I'm not sure if that's how it sounds or what it is, but we'll see. So this is the Fire Cat Marksman, so I imagine that he's going to want to do damage. So we're going to look at his base stats here real quick. I've not even looked at the kit, so we're going to do this live. First off, we have an S base attack, which is a really solid number here. Like to see that for our damage dealers. B base HP and B defense, which isn't bad. They're very, average stats for damage dealers. B speed, about average again. And then we have an A crit rate. Nice to see that extra 2% crit rate on the damage dealers. It looks pretty cool here with the Fire Flaming Spear. He reminds me of On Her, for those of you that play Smite, throwing spears, but that guy was a Minotaur, if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly, but first off, let's look at his trait here. The trait is damage reduction up 100% when taking counterattack damage on this character's turn. Also grants damage up for 1 turn. So it looks like if you're hitting a person that's counterattacking, you're going to reduce all of that damage and grant yourself damage up. So it looks like to me, you might counter Garels, you might counter Serenas, you might counter certain dungeons. Maybe if you time it right for Tulpa, it could be excellent. So that's interesting. Very, very well timed. Bochlard here could just do insane damage. So that's interesting. First basic is deal 70% damage to an enemy and applies Ignite. If the enemy is affected by a negative effect, then launches another attack with the basic ability. This is quite nice. It's pretty weak if you don't have another negative effect, but if you have any other negative effect, you're dealing 140% damage on the basic and a chance to apply 2 ignites. The 2 ignites don't really matter at all, but 140% damage on a basic is quite nice. Then we have the second skill, deals 120% damage to an enemy and applies defense down for 2 turns. If the enemy is affected by a negative effect, then deals 30% extra damage and applies a defense down 2 for 2 turns. So a character with defense down within the kit is very, very interesting. This immediately makes him more viable for something like Tulpa. I like defense down in my units, and I don't really have it. Let's just to say I were to use some of the characters I already pulled. I'd have Hector, I'd have Garel, I'd have Valeria. I don't really have a defense down, a consistent one in the team. So this is quite nice, actually. And then we have the ultimate. We have 2 versions of the ultimate here, Ender Spear and Fire Strike, but deals 40% damage to the enemy, and then an additional 140% damage to the target. Each attack inflicts Ignite on the target for 2 turns. Launch an additional Lightning Throw combo. What's Lightning Throw? Let's see here. Okay, I'm not sure what Lightning Throw. is combo attack per negative effect on the target, max 4 combo attacks. Launches an additional lightning throw combo attack. I'm not sure what the lightning throw combo attack is. Yeah, I'm not sure what the lightning throw combat attack is. I wonder if it's just going to be the 40% damage to the enemy. And so if it has 4 combo effects, you could do 160, 300% damage. That seems the most reasonable to me, although I'm not sure. Yeah, right here. Hold on, let me see. So it looks like this is the basic ultimate, and then the Fire Strike is the upgraded version based on how many negative effects that you actually have. That's my guess. That's my guess. I'm going to stick to that. So you can do potentially 300% damage. 4 negative effects is kind of a lot for regular dungeon running. The problem is he's a fire damage dealer. That's really supporty, in my opinion, because you're going to need negative effects to set him up, or he's going to be there to apply the defense down. So, like, Void Tower hard, I feel like Grell and Cyrus are still going to be better. And Arena, you might be able to selectively use him against counterattack. Someone who has a counterattack like Brand, you could put him against Brand maybe. And then I think he's actually going to be a really, really good character for Tulpa, but he's fire. I'm not seeing it. Yeah. He's cool, but I don't really see a huge use for this guy. Let me know what you all think about Backlard, but we're going to go over to the interesting and more interesting one here. She's in the Dragon Scale Marsh, the Dark Dragon Serena here. This is a new LD legendary, and she looks super, super cool, to be honest. Very, very cool looking character here. And excited to see what she does here, because she's actually someone that was in the closed beta test. I don't know if they changed her kit at all. I don't remember her kit that much, but we're going to see it here. So first off, she has an S-base attack. I believe she's more of a bruiser type character. I don't know if the attack matters all that much, but very solid base attack, even if she was a damage dealer. Then we have a very, very good base HP at 6,500. Really nice to see that. A pretty solid base defense, although maybe a little more average. Pretty solid base speed actually here with 101 without the Ascension. Very, very excited to see that. And then a 6% crit rate, which is, you know, it's only 2% less than the damage dealer here. So let's go into her trait first. First off is grants a shield for 2 turns with strength that scales with his character's max HP at the start of battle or per positive effect applied on an enemy. Okay, so she's going to have a massive shield here. Well, maybe massive, not sure. She's going to grant herself a shield, which is cool. And then the Ascension effect reduces target crit resistance by 30. And the shield scales off of attack and max HP. Interesting. So the Ascension effect, I hope it's not Ascension 5, I'm not sure. Or it's definitely not Ascension 5 because she's a like LD legendary. So there's going to be an Ascension 2, but she's an LD legendary, so you're probably not going to have that. I'm looking at this, and the only time you're going to have crit resistance generally is going to be Yolanda in Arena or something like that. Hassel is another one, and that's really the only time. So that's cool. Looks like a counter to specifically Yolanda in that one text. Then we have the basic here, 120% damage to enemy with a 50% chance to apply stun. Pretty solid basic attack damage multiplier with a 50% chance to stun is quite solid. Actually, 50% chance is quite a bit. So she could be a very, very useful arena defense character. Let's go look at the passive here. Counterattacks when an enemy uses a non-attack ability, dealing 100% damage to all enemies and removing 1 positive effect from each. Wow. So this is a very, very interesting passive. So you're going to be counterattacking, dealing 100% damage, removing a positive effect, and it can only be triggered once every round. I'm trying to think of any PvE concept that we're interested in this. I guess it would work against some of the ads against like Queen and stuff like that, but really I'm not seeing it for PvE content. Maybe in Void Tower. I imagine this counterattack doesn't apply the stun, because it's not a basic. It just does this 1 removal of positive effect with 100% damage. Maybe interesting in a Rebel set. I think this is actually a very, very good skill for Arena and for PvP, but I'm not seeing it for PvE. Let's check out the ultimate here. Deals 150% damage to all enemies and applies unhealable and 2 stacks of Ignite for 2 turns. Ooh, that's a little underwhelming. The last character had a lot of Ignite, and I didn't even really mention Ignite because I really focused on the other debuffs. But Unhealable and Ignite, oof. It is an AoE. I'm not seeing this really be used for a lot of damage here. I just don't see where you're going to have a ton of use for AoE unhealable outside of PvP. You could use it in PvE against like Queen, but would you really just want the unhealable on a 4-turn cooldown here with Ignite? You're not really offering anything else, generally. The 2 stacks of Ignite are really, really unfortunate. If this was like also have a 60% chance to stun or something, or I don't know, like no positive effects, 2 stack or a stack of no positive effects for 2 turns, it could be very, very interesting. But I'm just not seeing it. I'm honestly kind of disappointed by some of these characters here. I'm not too excited about them. They look awesome, and I'm glad we have new characters in the game, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. This is just my initial impressions. As I'm saying, I'm reading this for the first time. I did not expect to have Ignite on the ultimate for an LD legendary. Ignite is just super, super useless, especially if you're building her as a bruiser. You're going to get less value out of it because you're not going to stack a bunch of attack. So let me know if you all think of something that you might want to use Dark Dragon Serena or Baklard for besides like Tulpa and the obvious ones. I'm not really seeing a use for either one of them that's really worth kind of investing a lot of your shards into. But I guess for the aesthetic. So that's pretty much my first impressions. Again, I'm going to be streaming the new game mode as soon as this video goes live. So if you want to check that out, be sure to click on the link in the description down below and in the comments. But I will see you for the next one, hopefully with some better characters.